Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Wanted to try starting a new series on, while it's not a new idea, I just thought I'd give it a shot on my channel because I like it. But like many who read manga, I typically give a series about 3 volumes to decide if I'll be continuing it or not. And while I'm no authority, thought I'd like to share my thoughts with you guys on it. So starting off, we'll be covering Ragna Crimson by Daiki Kobayashi. Let's check out the back here. It's action-packed dark fantasy. Humanity lives under the threat of annihilation by immensely powerful dragons. The dragon hunter Ragna embarks on a revenge-fueled quest to eliminate that threat once and for all. So I picked this series up on a whim after hearing HBL Manga talk about it and seeing people in various Discord channels that I'm in also chatting about it. It's piqued my interest because I like dark fantasy once in a while. Also, I just think dragons are neat, so it's nothing super deep. As a Square Enix title, I was a little bit concerned because my library did not have it and Square Enix titles tend to be a little expensive. But I was able to pick up these 3 volumes on Mercari for a really good deal. I'll have that their unboxing coming up in my August 2022 unboxing, and once it's available, once that's up, I'll link it in the cards. When I initially unboxed these, what really struck me is that they're chunky. Like, these are thick volumes. Like, particularly volumes 1 and 3, I was very impressed with how thick they are. Just to compare, let me grab a volume of Frieren. While volume 2 seems to be a little bit closer, it's still thicker than your typical Viz volume. And while I'm not sure that it's 100% because of page count, since none of these have the page count in them, and it could just be at least partially because of paper quality, it still seems much heftier than your standard volume. The volumes all came in pretty good condition, just a little bit of dinging up here on volume 1. The nice thing about these volumes too is that they all have a couple color pages in the front of them. It's a coated stock with a nice color artwork. And show that here. Aside from that, the covers themselves, not anything to really write home about. Standard, coated one side with a gloss finish, with uncoated interior, no printing on the interior of the covers like we've seen with some other volumes recently. But overall, pretty nice volumes. Nothing to write home about, but the inclusion of the color pages is kind of noteworthy. But more into the story, we are introduced basically immediately to our main character Ragna getting his butt handed to him by a dragon. And in the beginning, he's getting beat up, and suddenly this small child dragon hunting prodigy comes in to save the day. And we learn that Ragna is essentially under her wing, so to speak. And I was a little turned off at this point, and this is pretty early in volume 1, because his partner is 12. And that was a little weird to me. I mean, I'm used to seeing young characters in manga, but she is extremely young in comparison to everyone around her. And her name is Lolly. I mean Leo. And I know that's not a funny joke, but please bear with me. I thought it was, when I wrote it, I thought it was very funny. But her safety and her well-being is a huge driving force for Ragna. And we learn through a series of events that is what drove him to become as powerful as he becomes. And while I don't want to spoil too much, since basically the whole series is like really fast paced, like we basically, like it's a lot in these 3 volumes that it's covered. We do get introduced maybe like halfway to 2/3 of the way through volume 1 to our second main character here, Crimson. And yes, the title of the manga is just their 2 first names. That's it. Congratulations, we have Ragna and Crimson. And then this bitch, which they come in like maybe end of volume 2, beginning of volume 3. Anyway, Crimson comes in and the story just kind of just like powers ahead. Like, if you want to talk fast-paced action, shonen, head empty, let's fight God, that is this series to a T. Talking a little bit more about Kobayashi Sensei's art, it is phenomenal. I really enjoy his art style. The bold lines, along with some of like the simple paneling, allows for a very easy reading flow. And there is a very like clear power system built into this world where we learn about the different dragons. There's like little baby dragon, then a step above that dragon, and then supreme dragons. And then you learn about the hierarchy and the supreme dragons all very quickly. So it sets that stage of progression, which is key for something like this. And every character that we've met thus far in these first 3 volumes is basically turned up to an 11 on the personality scale. And I really do think that Daiki Kobayashi is not only writing a fantastic shonen battle manga, but is also kind of making fun of shonen battle manga, as able to see in volume 2 here. Let me get to that page where the villain has 2 pages of just word vomit that I did try to read it, and it's literally just like the villain monologue you imagine an anime villain making. So I'm thinking he's probably at least making at least a little bit of a parody within this series, while also enjoying making an action series. And for me, I'm really enjoying it. It's nice to have a series that's not too much like, oh, I really need to stop and think about what I just read this chapter, where it's just I can turn my brain off and just power through 3 thick volumes of just like, let's fight some dragons with like a machine gun and a sword, you know? And in part, that's also why this series isn't going to be a priority for me to pick up. It is going to be something that I pick up as I need to make minimum shipping, or if I see it on sale, if I find a good deal. So that's also what I'm going to say. It's not something that I'm going to put as a priority, but if shonen action is your priority, I would say definitely give this series a shot. And with that, it's going to be the end of my first try 3 video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below, give me a like, let me know what you thought. Also, let me know some series that you'd like to see me give a shot. I said shot like 4 times. Let me know some series you'd like me to try. I really enjoy giving new series a go, especially ones that like, you know, other people talk about, but it's not like the big hype thing, you know, like I'm not gonna do a try 3 of stuff like Yu Yu Hakusho or Slam Dunk or something like that, where it's very obvious that I'm gonna enjoy it because I do enjoy shonen action, but, you know, maybe something that I haven't heard of before, or a lesser known shoujo or a josei or a seinen. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought below. If you liked this video, give me a subscribe. I'd love to grow the community and see what everyone has to say. And anyway, till next time, guys. Peace.